Underway, leaving Turtle Bay. It's Tuesday night. If you know me, the chores were done. The boat doesn't get any more ready. There's a small window of only moderate wind, and then who knows. So I am out of here. Goodbye, Turtle Bay. It's been great. Goodbye, Ernesto, Angel. 4.5 days. Should be in Southern California. Wish me luck. Adios for now. Be really windy right up here. Just took one reef, the second reef, and I put out the whole jib. But it's supposed to be really windy right up here. We'll see. It's quite nice right now. A little slow. 5.5. Pretty good. Oh, that's my speedometer. We're really doing 4. And there's a current against us. It's a lovely evening. The breeze is freshening. Alrighty, back to 100 miles offshore. 100 miles Turtle Bay that way, or Point de Eugenia. I can't remember the name. And Isla Guadalupe, 100 miles that way. San Diego, I don't know, 300 miles kind of that way. So Guadalupe's that way. But the conditions have moderated considerably since last night. They will be variable throughout the trip, but light to moderate, I think, until the end now. The beginning last night was windy and lumpy like forecast. 6-foot waves almost right on the bow at 6 seconds, and I'm traveling into them, so 6-foot waves at 3 seconds. Almost spanning the crests with the bow to the stern, almost. But not, usually not comfortable and very windy. Had about 70% of the jib rolled out, and so a 70% jib and double reefed main. And eased off, cracked off just a bit to make it bearable. And I've just tacked over onto port, first time since leaving Turtle Bay, because I was getting headed and going south, and even though I'm not really pointing to San Diego now, but I'm pointing higher, closer than I was. So, it's a beautiful day. It's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon on the North Pacific, still in Mexican waters. Well, I'm 100 miles offshore. I don't know how far Mexican, but I'm between islands. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not in the U.S. yet, but I'm hearing all sorts of Coast Guard group San Diego, Boat U.S. Los Angeles. Yeah, good stuff. The radio has been silent since I left La Paz. Absolutely silent. As has been the AIS. The AIS is silent today, but I saw one boat on it last night leaving and one boat on it the day coming into Turtle Bay. Wish you all were here, or I hope you are wherever you want to be, doing what you want to be doing. Good evening. It's a little late tonight. Let's see, it's 6:30, I think, 18:30. The wind just came up. I've been motoring for, it's 18:30. I guess I've been motoring for at least 5 hours. And the breeze just filled into something I can sail with in the right direction. So now we're sailing again. Today was the first extensive offshore motoring I've done on the whole trip. I only motored into and out of Turtle Bay before this. I did motor out of the Sea of Cortez. But anyway, it doesn't matter. About 185 miles to San Diego. And I'm not necessarily, never was necessarily going to San Diego. I don't really want to go to San Diego. It's just the closest U.S. port to where I'm at. So I use it as reference. I'll be back in the U.S. and I can't go there if I want to. But I think everything from the weather outlook is looking good to continue on to Santa Barbara, I hope. So I hope to arrive in outside San Diego by Saturday afternoon. I think it would be 2 days from there to Santa Barbara, or almost 2 days, or more than 2 days, who knows. So that would make it Monday. Spend a night or two in that area, maybe move out to Coho, which is the anchorage just southeast of Conception. And if the weather's not right at Conception on like Thursday or Friday, hang out there for a night or whatever, and then head on up the coast. I have Morro Bay to stop at if I need to. There's San Simeon, a beautiful anchorage I anchored at in '99, and I would love to stop there again if I need to. As the forecast right now, the big wind that's coming is still big wind, but it keeps getting smaller. But it's still big wind. But it looks like I can avoid it by staying close to shore in the Los Angeles, San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Barbara area. Actually, forecasting a tailwind into Santa Barbara. That's what I'm doing. Coming up on sunset 13 of the trip. I left 13 days ago. And, god dang, I might be home. If everything works out like I'm dreaming about this afternoon, I'll be home in 10 days. Which would be honky-dory with me. I haven't been off the boat in 13 days, but I think if I stop in Santa Barbara, I'll need to get fuel, I think. I'll step off the boat there. It would be kind of cool if we go to La Paz to County Point without stepping off the boat, but I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, cool. It's been sunny pretty much since about 11 or 12 or something this morning. The sun came out, And the forecast says it's going to be mostly clear skies between here and San Diego, although it's clouded up right now on the green layer. June gloom. Anyway, I wanted to post something good today. Well, something today, and I always want it to be good, so it's good. Just so you all know, I'm enjoying this trip. It's really hard. It's a lot of work. I hate it at moments. Well, I haven't hated this one yet, but I'm sure I will. And but you know, it's good. It's what I want to do, and I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the challenge. So don't worry about me unless I don't check in. Then you can worry. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I like it out here. I like not seeing anybody and having the whole ocean to myself. So there you go. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing whatever you want to be doing. Ciao. Buenos dias. It's day 14. And we're about 130 miles out of San Diego. Away from. Still in off Mexico. And the traffic is picking up as expected, and it's going to get worse and worse. There's going to be more and more traffic, especially when I get into the Los Angeles area of Southern California. 2 ships just crossed my bow this morning. I seen them on AIS, but not in real life. But here's another one. I doubt you can see him. But there is a ship on the horizon, and he is, I hope, going to cross our bow too. We're headed together. We're going to get closer. Computer says the closest we'll get is 7.5 miles, but we'll see. As you can see, it's a bit breezy. We've been double reefed and about I guess an 85% jib out all night, and it's done just fine. It's supposed to be windy all day. It's supposed to get a little bit more windy than this, and then start mellowing at 5 o'clock. I hope that holds true. And by tomorrow morning at this time, I should be like motoring along into San Diego. I'm not going to San Diego, but off the coast of San Diego. Probably headed hopefully more for Catalina Island and around the corner there. Just trying to stay on the edge of the wind. Different from the rest of the trip, there's going to be, in 2 days from now, there'll be way more wind to the left and lighter wind to the right, which has been the opposite the entire trip so far. Anyway, there you go. There's your update. It's morning. It's cold. It's windy. It's wet. It's rough. And there's traffic. And living on the edge, baby. About 130 miles south of San Diego. The monitor is steered non-stop 13 plus days from La Paz. I love my monitor. Almost back to the United States of America. Coronado Islands are right there. I can't see them, but they're right there. There's a fishing boat right there. There's another. These are sport fishing boats. Another sport fisher over there. And I've been motoring along. You probably look at my track. I started motoring sometime in the morning, in the dark, last night, I don't know. And glory be, us predicted the wind finally stopped. I think the wind slowed down. Maybe it was 10 or 11. I don't know what it was, but it finally stopped. Yesterday I made a morning video and it was pretty rough, and I said it was supposed to get worse. It did. It got pretty shitty. The seas. There was a lot of wind, but the seas were the thing, man. It was rough. And progress was very slow, even with all that wind. You can tell by looking at my track. And not in the right direction, one tack or the other. Port tack was favored. That was the money tack. But anyway, happy to be motoring along here. And I wanted to get this video. It's been really overcast. It's starting to break. So I think it's going to be sunny as I get to San Diego. So I wanted to get this fog for you. And these two boats I just pointed out are the first two boats I've seen with my eyes today. There's a lot on the AIS, and it's just going to get more and more. This is going to be the hardest part of the journey for me. Hopefully it won't be too windy, because major shipping ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles and wherever else they ship into down there, up here ahead of me, and tons and tons of pleasure traffic and everything going on, and then fog to cap it off. Fog in the night, in the morning, and maybe in the daytime, and oil platforms. So my destination at the moment is Santa Barbara. I want to pull into Santa Barbara and get fuel. If I keep motoring, I might need to get fuel before Santa Barbara. We'll see. But that's the plan for now, and I should be there if I get to motor. If I get to make this progress, which is about 5 knots over the bottom, and my course works out, I think I'd be there late tomorrow night, late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And I think I would try and go right to the fuel dock and tie up. They open at 7 a.m. And then possibly see if they got a slip. And if they don't, possibly anchor out there in the outer anchorage if there's room. Or if the weather cooperates, which it doesn't look like it will, just head on out. Head for Conception and head on up the coast. So, but it looks like it's going to be windy most of the week. Too windy around Conception for my liking in this boat. So there's your update, and I might do another one later when I'm sailing along in beautiful San Diego, California waters. I'm about, I think, about 20 miles from the border. I'm past Ensenada. That's behind me. Isla Coronados are right up here. I might see them. Might break up. Anyway, later. Isla Coronados, the last Mexican islands we will pass. San Diego's right there.
Got to make up to it. It's a heavy boat. Everyone could reduce your weight. We'd appreciate it. So look at us, 1-6.
It's funny, American water looks a lot like Mexican water. Huh. Fog burned off. Sun came out, breeze came up. It's a beautiful day. Hope y'all having a good one. I am. The red is us. That's a target on the AIS. This had an alarm as a warning, warning me we were on a collision course. This is a separate AIS, and it has him at CPA, which is closest point of approach, 2.2 miles. He's doing 26.2 knots. 26.2 knots. Oh, and he's listed as a government ship, no name, government ship. They call themselves on the radio warships. It's the United States Navy. I don't know if you can see them. It's on the horizon. I don't know, destroyer, battleship, I don't know what they call them. But 22 knots. U.S. Navy ship. Awesome. fish. I think they're tuna. Big fish jumping out of the water. Some bigger fish below. Nice to have a moon. Clear skies. I can see a bunch of stars. And a bunch of military aircraft. I assume they're military aircraft. Crazy. Sailing at night under the moonlight. It's not even half a moon. Can't wait till it's a full moon and we're out here. Maybe it is a half a moon. I don't know. My eyes are shot, so I can't tell. I see two moons. And I see a light on the horizon. Stars.
Gale warning in effect until 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. St. Clemente Island, between 60 nautical miles and 150 nautical miles offshore. Today, northwest wind 20 to 30 knots, seas 7 to 13 feet. Night, northwest wind 20 to 30 knots, increasing to 25 to 35 knots, seas 8 to 14 feet. Monday, northwest wind 25 to 35 knots, diminishing to 20 to 30 knots, seas 9 to 15 feet. Monday night, northwest wind 20 to 30 knots, seas 7 to 11 feet. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, out.
I believe. Day 16 has been a day of motoring. After a night of drifting last night, a day of motoring. About 12, well, maybe 10 or 12 more hours to go to Santa Barbara, which is right up there. I can almost see it. Speaking of that, there's the hills. The first land I've seen. I saw the city, the skyscrapers of San Diego yesterday, but then they disappeared, and I've passed most of the Channel Islands today and didn't see any of them. I haven't seen an oil rig, but I'm about to go through some tomorrow morning in the dark. But there's the Santa Monica Mountains. Santa Monica Bay right behind me. I guess it's called Santa Barbara Bay ahead of me. And the sun. And the birds. There's a lot of birds in this area. And I saw a harbor seal. And I saw a sunfish today. And I saw a sailboat race. And I saw a jet ski race. 100 jet skis came from what at the time would have been Catalina Island to port and went to the Los Angeles Long Beach area to starboard. And they didn't even show up in the AIS. That's when I had 38 targets on the AIS, and that 100 jet skis wasn't any of them. Yeah, so not much exciting today, just motoring along. Luckily the motor's motoring. It's always good with the motors. Looking forward to hopefully getting a slip tomorrow morning. I think I will. Michael sounded pretty sure. Friends on Facebook tell me you never get turned away at Santa Barbara. I don't know if I believe that one, but hope y'all having a good one. I am. Just beating the weather. I'll take this over bashing the weather like I did the day before yesterday, all day. And after this, when I get to Santa Barbara, I'm pretty much out of the Southern California turmoil of yacht traffic. It's back there. I went through all that today. Once you leave Santa Barbara, that's the last harbor, I think. The next possible one is Port San Luis. It's San Luis Obispo Bay, which I've never been to, but if that's what I gotta do when I get around Conception, if it's a one-day window, then that's what I'll do. I'll go there and wait for the next window, which would be Morro Bay, then San Simeon, then Stillwater Cove after that? I haven't been to Stillwater Cove since 1997, and that's a good story. Remind me to tell you about that someday. You guys have a good one. Catch you later. And now the Dolphins are coming to play. The little teeny Dolphins. Guess that's their playground right there. Oh, the birds, they're feeding. They're eating dinner. The sunset bite.